All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the routine weekly briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period from today, March 6th, until next Wednesday, March 12th. I am meteorologist James Danko here at the National Weather Service in Raleigh, and let's go ahead and get started. So first, looking at the upcoming weather pattern for Central North Carolina. Today and tomorrow look pretty quiet. No precipitation under the influence of high pressure. Today we'll have below normal temperatures, highs generally in the low to mid 50s, and just some clouds. It will be breezy. Winds could gust in the 30 to 35 mile an hour range at times today from the northwest behind yesterday's cold frontal passage. And then tonight's lows will also be pretty chilly, dropping into the upper 20s to lower 30s. Tomorrow will be a bit warmer with highs reaching the upper 50s to low 60s, still slightly below normal. And then we start to briefly get a warm up on Saturday ahead of a cold front, the next cold front that you can see here. And so highs are expected to reach the 70s on Saturday. The front may be accompanied by brief showers in the northeast mainly, according to the latest model guidance, but any amounts would be very light with the actual front. A better chance for rain comes Saturday night into Sunday night, maybe lingering into Monday, as this low pressure system tracks along the deep south and into Georgia and South Carolina. So it will pass, it looks like, well to our south, but it may track far enough north to still give us some rain during that period. Now there is some discrepancies in the model guidance. The GFS model is further north and brings more rain into our area compared to the European and Canadian, which keep us mainly dry. GFS is also faster, so there's some timing differences. If the European and Canadian are correct, it would be more of a Sunday, Monday, late Sunday into Monday rain chance. But either way, amounts look to be fairly light. And then we dry out for definitely by Monday night and lasting into Wednesday. And we really warm up again during that period. And by Wednesday of next week, we're expecting highs to reach the mid to upper 70s. So taking a look at the accumulated precipitation forecasts from the Weather Prediction Center, you can see again today and tomorrow are dry. Saturday during the day looks mainly dry. Again, maybe just some very light amounts in the northeast, but a better chance comes Saturday night, beginning Saturday night, and that's what these amounts reflect, not really during the day on Saturday. And then more rain is expected on Sunday, and then maybe lingering into Monday in the far south. So again, there's still some uncertainty though with the amounts and with the timing, so stay tuned for future updates on that. But amounts, again, only for the next 5 days, forecast to be in the around 1/10 of an inch or less. Maybe 1/10 to 1/4 in the far southeast. So the southeastern areas definitely have the best chance for seeing rain during this period. Given that we will be on the cool and stable side of the system on Sunday, Monday, we're not expecting any thunderstorms, let alone severe storms with it. So no severe storms are expected across central North Carolina through the next 7 days. No flash flooding is expected either. with the fairly light amounts that we're expecting. So now looking at the drought update, this was just released this morning. So you can see that we now have an area of D2 severe drought over the southern Piedmont. And this is new. This was introduced last week, did not have that. Otherwise, we're fairly unchanged. Now, keep in mind that this only goes through Tuesday, so this does not take into account the rain that we got yesterday, and we got a pretty healthy amount of rain yesterday, maybe a half inch to an inch. So that would have helped the drought situation across our area, but still something to watch. It certainly wouldn't have completely wiped it all away. And it's also important to keep watching this with all the wildfires that we've already been seeing across the state over the last week. So looking ahead, this is the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. So kind of going off of what I was saying, at the end of the 7-day period, we're expecting a big warm up, and that is expected to continue beyond that into the 6 to 10 day period with very high confidence of above normal temperatures across our area, like 80 to 90%. And the precipitation outlook isn't quite as, the signal isn't quite as robust. We're not as confident in wet conditions during that period, but still slightly increased chances of above normal precipitation. And the 8 to 14 day outlook, we're not quite as confident in above normal temperatures, but still a 50 to 60% chance during that period. And also slightly increased chances of wetter than normal conditions during that period. And just for reference, normal temperatures during that period are generally in the low to mid 60s and lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. So spring is, well, a meteorological spring is already here. And looks like we're going to be feeling it over the next couple of weeks. The hazardous weather outlook doesn't really have much for our area over the next week. Again, just this limited threat is just for the winds today that, as I mentioned before, could gust in the 30 to 35 mile an hour range. It's below wind advisory criteria, but still, it'll still be breezy out there today. And still just some limited fire weather concerns over the next few days, just with the windy conditions and still somewhat dry conditions that we've been experiencing over the last couple of weeks. But yesterday's rain definitely helped with that as well. So to summarize, again, today's going to be breezy and chilly with highs only in the low to mid 50s, and then slightly warmer tomorrow, dry both days, and then the next chance of rain comes on Saturday afternoon and evening, but it's very small and just in the northeast mainly as a cold front moves through. Highs on Saturday will be very warm, reaching up into the 70s, and really the best chance and the only significant chance of precipitation during this period comes from Saturday night into Sunday night, maybe lingering into Monday, with low pressure tracking to our south. There's still some model differences on timing and amounts, so stay tuned for that, but we are not expecting heavy rain from this regardless. And it will be cooler during that period with the clouds and rain, but then it will get dry again on Tuesday and Wednesday with temperatures warming back up, getting well into the 70s, it looks like, on Wednesday. So with that, no hazardous weather is expected during the next week. So that concludes the weekly briefing. Does anyone have any questions?